It's David Meerman Scott. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, in the back of a Holden Caprice going to the airport after a week of giving speeches. While I was here, I had a chance to meet Andrea Matthews, who's in charge of social media at Holden. We talked about how she uses Facebook as a way to market her business.
My role is social media and digital communications manager, but it's a fully integrated role with our digital marketing colleagues. Our strategy around Facebook has been very much about organic interactions with our customers and with our enthusiasts, and we've really built up that 180,000 over a couple of years. It's not the biggest audience in the world in terms of Facebook pages, but we're pretty proud of where we've got to. We put on 40,000 fans since the end of last year, and so we're continuing to build our presence, and we share a whole bunch of different discussions with our Facebook
Like
fans.
what sort of things? What are the things that might get the interest of the fans?
So new products. So when we post, when we have new images of products, we put those up onto our page, and usually can get some pretty instant reactions from people in terms of whether they like the products, the kinds of right through to what kind of powertrains they'd like to see in the cars that we make, and that's great feedback for the business. We also will put our corporate news on there, so car sales data, those kinds of things, just to let people know how our cars are ticking along. Commodore was #1, for instance, yesterday in Australia, so we made a big play for that. Holden Cruise is doing really, really well as well. So there's a whole bunch of different content that we'll put on there. A lot of our fans really like our motorsport coverage, so where we share information on our Holden Motorsport page, we'll actually put that onto our core page as well. And then we have a number of sub-pages for special interests as well that we work with.
How much interaction is there? How many people are in there and commenting and sharing and pointing their friends to it?
We're really pleased with our interactions. So I did a study. We just launched Holden Cruise at the end of February. We revealed it with the Australian Prime Minister.
And what kind of car is that?
So the Holden Cruise is a small car. So in the US, people would know it as a Chevy Cruise.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a small four-cylinder car, available in petrol and diesel, and it's a great story for us because it takes us a step on from big, V6 and V8s. It's a small car that we're making in Australia now.
And they're made here.
Yeah, they're made here in Australia. So we make a large car and a small fuel-efficient car now. And what we wanted to do we've actually just done a report where we've monitored the pages and the updates that we did on Facebook specifically around Cruise, and had over 800,000 impressions and a whole, I forget the number of interactions, but we were really pleased with the response that we had to the content that we posted out there.
And so what would be your advice to another business, say another retail business, for who might be a little bit fearful of going into social media in general and Facebook in particular?
I think there are lots of safeguards that you can put in place for Facebook. We've certainly learned a lot along the way. At the moment, we don't have our wall open, so people are able to post responses to our posts, but we don't have our wall open. Same with safeguarding against photos and videos, which actually it's just Holden approved content that's actually uploaded, and that would be a great tip for somebody starting out in terms of if they want to maintain, I suppose, the integrity of their page and their community. Other great tips include making sure that the profanity filter is switched on. I'm loving that feature. It just helps to keep the community a nice place to be.
Well, thank you so much. Continued good success.